everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great week. I took last week off because it was the 4th of July here in the United States, and I went on a little vacation to New Jersey to visit some family, which was very nice and a much needed break. But we are back in Paralives today, and we are building what will be called Driftwood Villa, which is like a coastal style kind of home. The exterior is kind of nice and white and clean, but there is this like modern block, which is part of the hallway, that's kind of in between two different sections of the house. So on the right side, you have like the main open concept living, dining room, kitchen. And then on the other side, or the left side, you have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom in this house. And then out the back is a nice little deck, which will get a barbecue grill and some seating. This house is actually built on a quote-unquote foundation. It's basically just a platform of walls. I did that off camera because it was just it's very difficult to kind of do. Well, it's not difficult in that sense, but it's basically like a platform split level kind of thing. But I just wanted to save time and kind of come up with the shape off camera first, so that's why it kind of started out with like this white block thing that I built on. But yeah, that's what that is. So the house is nice and elevated here. We're doing a little roof over what will become the front door and kind of very small little front porch, and then we'll have steps coming down here, just trying to get the roof color to match the main roof color above. And finally got that. We do change the front door to this beautiful like dark wood color. And then I was trying to figure out windows here. I wanted these shutter windows at first, but then I realized you can't resize them in any way. At least it wouldn't let me. I don't know if I was doing something wrong or whatever. So I ended up going for a little bit more of a modern kind of looking window with black frame instead, which I think still looks great and goes quite well with the house itself. We do a sliding door on the back there. And then I was getting a weird glitch with windows and doors. I don't know, it was after I placed a window. It kind of just wasn't clipping through the wall like it's supposed to. I had that happen over here, as well as when we get into the bathroom and do those windows. I was just like, what is going on? Very, very glitchy today, I guess. But not as glitchy as The Sims at the moment. There was a game update, I think probably almost a week and a half ago. It was right before the 4th of July. They released a big game update, but that actually broke roofs in The Sims 4. So you basically just have giant invisible roofs and missing pieces. They are currently testing a fix. So that is why we are also not doing a Sims build this week, because I want them to fix roofs, because what's the point of, doing a house without a roof, like, having a giant gaping hole in the roof. Like, it just doesn't look right. You know what I mean? I mean, that's only just using the regular roof pieces. If you did like a flat roof, I'm sure you're okay. But what if I didn't want to do a flat roof? I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to come up with. So we're in Paralives, but we're now putting together the kitchen, which has a tile floor. And I went for blue, kind of navy blue cabinetry. There's no upper cabinetry. There is this nice island here, which kind of matches up perfectly with the edge of the tile. And it just goes really well together. I was toying with the idea of putting in a sink on the island again, but then it's so close to the actual sink. I was just like, no, that's okay. We'll save that for some other time. We are now just putting in a nice giant window, stretching that out a bit. I love being able to stretch out and resize windows. It's just so nice. And then I made the window behind the kitchen sink a little bit bigger. The bar stools are not functional yet, but I did kind of hopefully place them close enough where when they do become functional, it should just be easy to fix. Or hopefully they'll just snap on their own. We do some potted plants in front of the windows. Now we're doing a garbage can right by the fridge here. And then we're flipping around to do the living room, which I went for this sofa. We stretched it a little bit bigger, and then we do a console table, which would not flip around to the right side. I was fighting with that, as you saw there. But we did get it in the end, and we put a TV there. And I do come back and add a chair over in the corner and a little table by the front door to kind of like be able to drop stuff. We're now doing a little power box kind of decoration thing and just some wires that I found in the catalog. It's aptly called a mess of wires. So then we're doing a record player over here on this little console table, and we do put in some books. And later on, I do add a bookshelf as well. We're just doing some lighting now throughout the build. And if you do like this build and you want to grab it on the Steam Workshop, here is that. I will also put a link in the video description below so you can get right to the workshop. It's 52,101 Paradimes, so not super expensive. And again, it's 2 beds and 1 bathroom. And I placed it on the lot that is by the ocean, kind of like by the lighthouse. I believe it's empty by default. And there's some houses next door to it. And I think this house and its style actually goes quite well with the neighboring houses. So it fits in very well and everything. So we are now doing doorways from the hallway space. And that's just kind of how you get to this primary bedroom back here, but also the secondary bedroom and also the bathroom there. There goes the window glitch again. And I was just like, okay, I can't win with this. And then I was like, I'm going to make it bigger, but then I didn't like the bars. So I ended up borrowing one of the solid windows from the hallway space and just resizing it and then doing the same on the front here, just to create some 2 long windows. It's kind of nice to mix and match window styles from time to time. Now doing the stairs, which luckily snapped this time. I was trying to do a split level house where I had like 2 different levels, and I was trying to have staircases in between there, one to go up to the one level and then one to go up to the other level, and I just could not get it. I was messing with it for probably a good hour, and then I kept getting holes in the floor. So we'll have to save that for when split leveling is more of a thing, or maybe the stairs. I think the issue was more the stairs. It wasn't so much the split leveling itself, but the stairs just wouldn't snap to where you wanted them to snap. Like they just made up their own little thing, kind of, if that makes sense. Like they were the most difficult part of doing the split level house. So that is why I just decided not to do that, because it was just, I couldn't get the stairs to go where they needed to go. So Paras wouldn't be able to navigate up and down. We're now doing landscaping, which I filmed this time, and I kind of matched with the landscaping of the neighboring houses. And I think it goes quite well. I did add some lavender or lilac. I believe that's lilac, actually. Maybe lavender. I don't know what that little purple flowery bush is. But I like it, and I used it in multiple places, including in a little planter box that we will add on the front porch area as well once we get out there. But just doing some more of these taller bushes and some bushes in front of the window to the bathroom. And now we're doing some terrain painting, adding in some dandelions and some grasses and things just to make the house kind of blend in better and continue on the terrain painting that's kind of off the lot. Of course, you can edit that if you wanted to by toggling edit town, and then you can change like the flowers and the grasses that kind of border your lot if you wanted to, as well as all the landscaping and stuff. It's really nice, but be careful editing the town. You can break stuff, but it is nice to be able to have that option if you wanted to do that. I was thinking about putting like a box under here, like my imagination was like an Amazon box or like a shipping box, but I decided against it. We're just going to keep it clean, but still make it nice and homey feeling. And this is where we add the chair in the corner. And I was just matching the color to the sofa, which of course ties in with the kitchen cabinets and everything, as well as the dining room chairs. It's actually quite nice to have everything matching. We're now doing a table, which I matched to the console table wood tone of the TV, and all the wood tones pretty closely match here. I did resize this one little lamp here, and we're putting in a small potted cactus by the front door there, but I resized it. Now we're doing curtains, which I just opted for white because I didn't want anything colorful or busy because we already have navy blue. And then the wallpaper itself is quite a busy pattern, but I really liked the pattern. So that is just kind of what we did there. It's just to calm it down a bit. We're doing a little bench here for Paris to sit on, and there's also a computer and a chair and a light there. We're adding a closet to the primary bedroom now with these closet doors, and then I'm just doing a closet clothing insert kind of shelving unit thing here just to fill that in, and just putting some shoes on the top there. And then we put the slippers out, which will go on the other side of the bed, but I am now picking out the bed for the primary bedroom and just colorizing that to be what I want it to look like. And the colors, I opted for a white because the house is white, but also I wanted to go a little bit more in the coastal realm and kind of tie in some of the other white colors like on the wall and stuff like that. Doing a nice floor length mirror here. I was going to say floor to ceiling. It is not floor to ceiling. I was going to do a custom curtain here, But then I just couldn't find an image that I wanted, so I ended up just going back for a solid color curtain instead. I really do need to get some more images. They did add some more images and things in the most recent patch, which is nice to see, as well as bathroom towels, finally, like a towel rack and hanging towels, which is wonderful to see. Definitely helps complete the bathroom look, and we do add those once we get to the bathroom, which we are starting now. I placed this giant bathtub in front of the nice picture window, and of course there's nothing next to the house here. It's just a giant like rock wall. We do a green tone on the vanity, and I do 2 sinks, and then I opt for a bigger mirror. I do wish we could have a grid system kind of thing for mirrors, for lights, for curtains, because it's really hard to like line that stuff up from time to time. Like I definitely struggle with getting things perfectly lined up, and sometimes you want it to be. I like having the flexibility of the flexible placement, but sometimes like mirrors and stuff, if I'm putting 2 mirrors side by side, I would really like to have them like the same height, and it just takes more time having to manually do that. So hopefully we'll see something like that. Maybe I'll submit some feedback just to be on the safe side, and hopefully they will do that. At some point, and it's nice to see the game evolve. We're just trying to figure out a floor tile for the bathroom. I opted for this dark green tile, linoleum, just to bring in the green from the overall like checkerboard tiling that we have going on. There is also a shower I tucked in the corner. And now I am styling the secondary bedroom and the bedding, as well as the table here, and just trying to make stuff match with wood tones and things like that. And then just duplicating that. But it's a pretty simple bedroom. It's a really nice house. My whole goal was for it to be very playable. We do some Among Us little kind of like plushies, and I put it in the bed there, kind of like a little stuffed animal there. And then we do a nice little dresser, some wall art over here, which is some of the new images that were just like sports themed. Like there's a hockey puck, tennis ball, and a basketball. Then I do a nice big mirror here, and then I was trying to fit a chair. I wanted a chair that I could like resize a little bit, but those other chairs, like the egg chair, was massive, so I decided not to. Now we're doing an area rug here, and then I just put some shoes and a backpack a bit later on, but I am now just doing some rugs in some of the other rooms because I realized, oh yeah, we probably do need that. So I went for this weird color blue rug because I felt like it tied in well with the curtains and the bedding. And then we do 2 pictures above the bed. But here goes the shoes and the backpack. And then we're kind of zooming around and doing some finishing touches on the rest of the house. We do some ceiling fans in the bedrooms. I opted for black here because the lights themselves are black. So I figured why not just keep it the same. And then I bring a bench to the end of the bed there, which is the same one in the hallway. And then I put a bookshelf over here in between the windows and the door outside. And now we're doing some kitchen clutter like coffee, olive oil, some cereal boxes, a dish rack, cutting boards, a fruit bowl, some mugs, like a mug holder and some mugs next to it, utensils, salt and pepper, napkins, the headphones and the smartphone there that are on the counter were already there. But that's pretty much it for the kitchen. Didn't really do anything else. Oh, I did add a small little kettle to the stovetop, which was fun to place. I don't think Paris will use that particular burner, but it's just nice to have that there. We're now doing the barbecue grill, and then we're now doing the outdoor seating, which the chairs kept rotating themselves as I placed them, which was annoying, but it's easy to fix. And I just resized the table just a smidge. Now doing some exterior lighting, and then this is when we add the mailbox to the front here. And then I add the planter box with this purple flower again, which I'm pretty sure is it's got to be lavender. I think it's lavender. 100% sure now at this point. Pretty sure it's lavender. It looks like lavender anyway. We're just adding some curtains to the secondary bedroom, which I was having a problem with the curtains where it wouldn't let me grab the arrows. Took me a bit there, but I was finally able to get it in the end. And this is the completed Driftwood Villa. This is the front view, a couple of views there. You can see the neighboring house there. This is the back view. I really love this lot. I love that you can get down to the beach, which is nice. And then this is in a different direction. This is top-down view. There is a tree in the center. It actually doesn't hide, but it also doesn't get in your way of like playing or anything like that. So it's kind of out of the way of most functions that you would need to be able to play the game. This is the living room space, and then this is the kitchen, and then we flip around to the dining room, which has lots of natural light. It's actually really pretty at certain times of the day in the game, especially in the primary bedroom. You will see the light come in, which is really pretty. This is the only bathroom in the house, but it has everything that your Paras will need, including a tub, shower, toilet, and sinks. And yeah, you can see the natural light just flooding into this bedroom. It's really pretty. Love to see it there. It's really nice. But I do hope you enjoyed this quick little Paralives speed build. Make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And I do thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon with another build.